welcome. My name is Chanel. I'm from Canada, and this is my very first knitting podcast. My channel name is called Rico Nord, which roughly translates to North Knits in English. To start off this podcast, I'm going to be talking about what I'm wearing. So this pattern is the Sailor Swift top by Kutova Kika or Veronica Limber. This is the very first garment I ever knit last year back in May. I clearly opted out for the stripes, so I just knit it in a solid color. I used the Ultra Pima cotton yarn by Cascade. I still have a little bit of it left. I ended up buying too much, so I still have one cake of yarn. So for this pattern, it was definitely the beginning of my knitting journey, and it's what inspired me to continue. If it wasn't for Veronica Limberg's YouTube tutorials, I don't think I would be knitting today. Her videos gave me the encouragement and motivation that I needed to get started. I felt like I would be able to confidently read a knitting pattern and follow along to the video tutorial. So without her help, I don't think I would be here right now. So, yeah, it's heavily modified. So I knit most of it to pattern. I did finish all the edges with I-cord edging like she mentions in the pattern. I just didn't finish the hem or like the bottom of the garment the way that she recommended. I just did a standard bite off. I find that I didn't knit it long enough, so it's quite cropped on me. I think the way that I finished it, it's curling up quite a bit. I'll insert some footage so that you can see what I'm talking about. But other than that, it fits perfectly well. I knit a size 2, or maybe I knit a size 1. All I know is I knit the size small. I think her sizes start at small. There's no extra small, so I think it's the first size, because I definitely knit the size small for this, but it turned out really well. So that's what I'm wearing. Now let's move on to my whips. So here we go. My very first whip. This is a project that I've been sharing a lot on my Instagram, and I made a video on YouTube, like a progress update on it. But this is my Limoncello Cardigan, another pattern by Veronica Limber, Kutova Kika. I got her book for my birthday, Knits to Wear. And in the book, she has this pattern, and I fell in love with it. And I decided to knit it in the color yellow as well. I recently attached a sleeve. I put the body on hold, so I have like these little cable stoppers from my Chiagu interchangeable needle set, and I just put them on hold because I haven't decided the length of the body, so I'm going to be knitting the sleeves and then I'm going to decide. But this yarn is Cascade 220 in this really beautiful pale yellow color, and it is a worsted weight yarn. It's my first time knitting with this specific yarn, and it's really soft and enjoyable to knit with. I can definitely see myself knitting other garments with the Cascade 220. I would definitely love a cozy, oversized, just stockinette sweater made with this yarn. I was thinking about the Lakes Pullover as another project for this yarn. I'm not sure if that pattern calls for worsted weight. I haven't checked out the details, but I've been seeing the lace pullover everywhere online, and it just looks so comfortable. I just want it so bad. I would have it in like a nice bright pink color. I would probably do yellow, blue, like all the colors, but this yarn, I feel like it would just be like the perfect cozy sweater yarn. So that's what I'm using. So this is my first cardigan. It is cables and lace all around. It's gonna look much better when it's blocked because it's all scrunched up at the moment. But yeah, I'm excited. I've never constructed a cardigan yet, so this is my first attempt, and it's been really fun. I thought that maybe working flat would annoy me, but it's turning out really fun. The cable pattern and the lace pattern is very easy to memorize, so I don't have to look at the charts anymore, which is nice. So yeah, that's my first whip. My second whip is a lovely little sock. It's in this bag. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is the Sunday Stroll sock by Sari Nordlund, and this is the second sock that I'm knitting. So once this sock is done, I'm gonna have a FO. So here's what the finished sock looks like. So you could probably see that this sock is much larger than the other one, and it turns out that blocking socks works magic because before blocking it's like super tiny, and then after blocking it just really loosens up. And I was really surprised because when I was first knitting it, I was like, there's no way that this is gonna go on my foot. But I'm like, I'm gonna finish it anyway. So I did. I blocked it and I put it on sock blockers, and it turned out really nice. So I'm using DPNs for this project, and these are the size US 1, so 2.25 millimeters. I knit all of my socks on DPNs. Doesn't matter if it's stockinette, cables, or lace. I haven't knit anything color work for socks yet, so I'm not sure. Like, I don't think I would use DPNs for color work. I think I would use 9-inch circulars for that, because it is in my plans to knit some color work socks. I got Summer Lee's books. I got both of them. I got the sock project and the sock obsession. So I'm really excited to knit more socks because I have a lot of sock yarn in my stash. And for the Sunday Stroll socks, I used this yarn. So it's not focusing, but it's Cascade Heritage Superwash Merino, and it's 25% nylon. So all of my socks are knit in this yarn, and I think it's a really good yarn. Very soft, it's affordable. I always have leftovers afterwards, so I can use those leftovers for when I do my colorwork socks. So that is my only other whip at the moment. So if we move on to finished objects, let me see here. Okay, so I have more socks. So if this is gonna focus, I don't know if it will. These are the Poet socks, also by Sari Nordlund. So I've been knitting a lot of Sari Nordlund patterns lately, as well as Kutova Kika. But this was also knit in the Cascade Heritage yarn. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. I used a size 2.5 millimeter, which would be I guess a 1.5 US, I think, and also DPNs. Even though it was lace, I did DPNs. This was a very addictive pattern. Like, I couldn't put it down. It was so much fun to see it work up. I highly recommend doing anything of the Poet patterns. It's beautiful and it's engaging. One thing is that the charts aren't memorizable. Like, you definitely need to be reading every stitch and every row because it alternates. It's, yeah, you really need to look at your pattern the entire time that you're knitting these. If you knit it to a T, you're gonna get really good results. So these are lightly worn. I have a hard time wearing them because they're so beautiful. I don't want them to get ruined. So I haven't been wearing them too much, which is, it kind of defeats the purpose of making clothes if I'm not gonna wear them, but they're so pretty. But I love them. So that is my first finished object. Oh, okay. So this one is a big one. It's a big, big sweater. Okay. So this one is a sweater that I made for my partner. It is called the Northland Sweater by Petiteknit, and it is a pattern written for men. And I knit mine in the size extra large. Yeah, this was my very first sweater that I knit back in August of 2025, and I made it for my partner. I don't regret knitting him a sweater as my first sweater, but I wasn't expecting it to take so long to knit up. There's a lot of stitches and I wasn't ready for how long it was going to take to knit the body. I feel like once you're done all of the raglan increases and you separate for sleeves, it's just very repetitive, and it was taking a very long time to knit one round of the body, and I was feeling like I couldn't see the progress, and so I ended up putting it down for a while and then picking it back up in January to finish. And I'm so happy that I did, because having this off the needles really freed up my time for other projects, and now he will always have a beautiful hand knit sweater by me. So yeah, like I said, this is a raglan construction sweater. Very nice fit. It even suits me well, even though it's oversized. I knit this up with the Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, and this is the color Deep Petroleum Blue. He loves navy colors, so I thought this specific navy blue looked so good, and it's amazing. Like, couldn't ask for a better navy. So this was my first time, my first and only time knitting with Knitting for Olive. I kept seeing it online and I just had to buy it. I had to try it. And it's really nice. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll order more because I bought it from the website and it took a while to get here, and it's a little bit expensive in Canadian dollars. And I find, like, I don't know if it's just the heavy merino, because I never knit with their merino, but I found like I had to attach so many balls, and I don't like the amount of meterage on this. Like, I like a yarn that has like at least 200 meters or close to that per ball, because this is 125 meters. So I prefer having yarns that are closer to the 200 meters because I could go a little bit further without having to like add in a new ball of yarn. But the quality is really nice and the color is nice. So that is that. And my last finished object. So this is the Bookclub Pullover. I made a complete video on the Bookclub Pullover. So I'm not going to go too much in detail about this garment because I already said so much about it in my first YouTube video. But what I will say is I knit this up in the Patons Classic Wool Worsted Weight. I bought this at Michael's. It was on sale and I thought I would try it out, see if it knits good. I find the texture to be a little bit more coarse. Like it's not as soft as the Knitting for Olive and the Cascade 220. So I don't think it's a yarn I'm gonna be buying again because the knitting experience wasn't the best. And because I bought it in person, there was only a few balls left and I'm just like throwing it in my basket, and I guess I didn't think like this light color you would need to verify the dye lot. I wasn't thinking at the time, and it turns out that one of my balls was a different dye lot. So if it doesn't show right now, I'm gonna insert a picture, but the bottom half of the sweater right here is a different color. It's very bright. So I have to get this sweater dyed so that I will wear it, because I'm not wearing it with a big blocky color difference. So I didn't exactly knit it to pattern. I sized up my needles to a 5mm, and I think she says to knit with a 4mm. So I sized up, and then I just did like a little bit of a collar. She wants you to do like a folded down collar, but I've never done that yet. I'm a little intimidated by it, but I plan on doing it soon. The next pattern that asks for one, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna watch a video, I'm gonna get her done, because I think there's a couple different ways to do a folded neckline. I think some patterns you start knitting the collar and then you fold it down and then you continue, and then I think there's other patterns where you pick up stitches, you knit it, then you sew it down. If anybody has any recommendations on which one is more fun, which one's easier, I would really like to know, because I really want to do a folded down neckline. I just don't know what patterns are best, what tutorials are better, which one you think I would prefer. Like, I feel like if you guys like it, then I would like it. So I don't know. So I opted out for that, and yeah, I really like this cardigan. So if you want to know more about it, you can go watch my first YouTube video. What else? Okay, so we're down to acquisitions. I purchased a lot of beautiful mohair. A big basket. I got 10 balls of mohair. I took the tag off of this one, but it's the Rico Design Essential Super Kid Silk Mohair. So this one is 70% mohair and 30% silk. I bought this mohair so that I can knit a cardigan. The one I'm planning on making is the Petiteknit Novice Cardigan Mohair Edition. That's the one. So I would love to make a project vlog documenting making this cardigan. I think that would be really fun and really cozy. I absolutely love watching project vlogs while I knit. I love watching knitting podcasts as well. So I feel like both podcasts and project vlogs are very fun. So, and that's why I also want to create some. I've never knit with double-stranded mohair, so I'm really excited to get this going. So this is gonna be cast on pretty soon. So I'm excited. Yeah. What else? I ended up, I had a little bit of mohair. Like I bought one ball of mohair in the summer because I thought it was super pretty and I couldn't put it down. So I took it home. I feel like a lot of people feel that way about mohair. It's just so squishy and soft. Like I would honestly just keep it like in a little ball and just touch it from time to time. It's so nice. But I made some gauge swatches with the mohair prior to purchasing all of this mohair, because I wanted to see how it felt to knit with 2 strands of mohair, to see if I liked it, because I don't want to invest so much money in something if it wasn't going to bring me joy. And it turns out that I really enjoy working with the mohair. So I knit the first swatch in the recommended needle size for the pattern, which was a 4mm. I did not make gauge, it's smaller than it should be. But I really like the fabric that I made. And then I sized up to a 4.5, but I don't like the fabric of this one because I find the stitches are too wide and it just looks like a fishnet, like up close. So this is what they look like in comparison to each other. It's a very, very slight difference. I feel like the length of it is longer, but the width is like the same. So with that being said, I am gonna knit the cardigan with a 4mm because I like the fabric. I am gonna knit either a size medium or a size large, and I'm planning on having it a little bit cropped. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be sizing up, but I'm leaning more towards the size medium, and I think it'll fit perfectly because I tend to wear a size small for my garments. But then lately I've been regretting knitting a size that fits me because I like oversized. I really, really like oversized. So yeah, we'll see. I'll do some calculations and I will decide if it's a medium or if it's a large. But I'm extremely excited about that. Yeah, so I think that is pretty much it for today. Short and sweet for my first podcast. If you're interested in seeing more updates on all the things I'm making, you can follow me on Instagram at Tricot Nord. It's the same as my YouTube name. I post pictures and I post videos of my work, and you can subscribe on YouTube so you never miss another video. And leave me a comment on what you're working on, and if anybody has any suggestions about the patterns for the folded necklines or even tutorials or what you prefer, I would like to know, please, because I need some help. But yeah, so this was super fun. I'm very excited, and yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. See you next time.